Grandma taught me how to pray and always fixed me up after hurting myself from playing outside. I saw an ambulance in the yard. It was the last time I saw her. 2 years later, I remember pouring cereal and I had to push all the beer bottles off the table to make room for my bowl. When Grandma was here, I never had to worry about things like that. I was only 7 and I felt an unsettling feeling inside. Something was wrong. I was the oldest, and Mom said, "You have to look out for your younger brother and sisters." Who was going to look out for me? Most, if not all, my relatives used alcohol. My sister and I were sent to a Catholic boarding school. I felt lonely and the nuns were so mean to us. We came back home. Mom said, "This is Gary." I was confused. What happened to my dad? Our house burnt down, so we had to go live with my aunt. My first experience with alcohol was when my cousin gave me a drink of vodka, and nothing happened. He'd made me drink the rest, about a pint. I got sick and couldn't walk. I was worried I was going to get in trouble, but I didn't. We moved back and forth between the res and Milwaukee, and between Milwaukee and the res. In the city, because I was an Indian, I got to participate in drumming and dancing in exhibitions for other schools. I started learning about my culture. I discovered that dancing took me away from all my worries and chaos, even if it was only for a moment. I started playing basketball and drinking alcohol when I was 11. Because of the Freedom of Religion Act of 1978, our culture was growing rapidly in our community. I danced and sang whenever I had a chance. Mom couldn't take care of us, so all of us kids had to go into a foster home. I stopped dancing. I stayed in sports because it gave me a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. By the age of 16, I was a chronic drinker but stayed in school. Me, my brother and sisters had been through foster homes and were now a part of the heavy drinking on our res. By my early 20s, I'd been to treatment 4 times and had 2 kids. Because I had tried so many times to quit, I was convinced that my drinking was never going to stop. Blackouts got worse. I made several trips to the hospital because of my drinking. Several times I looked over the bridge and thought about suicide. I didn't want to die, but I didn't want to live either. I woke up in jail again, not knowing how I got there. Finally, I surrendered to the disease, feeling guilty, hopeless, scared, and alone for so long. I just gave up. I didn't worry about drinking or not drinking anymore. I didn't care what other people thought of me. I agreed with the judge to go to treatment, even though I knew it wouldn't work. Instead of the sheriff dropping me off at the treatment center, he dropped me off at the corner and said, "The judge isn't going to make you go to treatment." I was 27 years old, freezing, standing in the rain, and I had a choice to make. A 2.5-mile walk in the rain to the treatment center, or a half a block to the bar. I chose to go to treatment. I would prove that it didn't work for me, and then I could sit at the bar with no guilt. The only way I could prove this was to follow everything by the book. Secretly, I prayed that it would be wrong. 40 days later, I was about to graduate and it hit me. Something happened along the way. Something had changed. Why did I feel so free and confident? I realized that the one key ingredient that was missing in my life, in anything I did, was honesty, which had nothing to do with anyone else, only me. I also realized if I practiced honesty daily, all obstacles in life are possible to overcome. The same day I entered treatment, I was invited to a sweat lodge and back into my culture. After 20 years, it's hard to believe I graduated from high school, attended 4+ years of college. I am a certified substance abuse counselor. I'm married and have 4 kids, 2 grandchildren, sing on the drum and participate in ceremony and even church once in a while. I am dancing and singing again.